All right, what's up, man? What's up, Dakota? Yeah, welcome
live.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you, dude. Cheers, man.
All right, so for you guys listening today, got my good buddy Dakota Hunt on the show.
What's up, Joe? And this is Joe Grant. Y'all know
So
Joe.
Dakota and me have been friends for shit, man. How long has it been?
Dude, wait.
10 years?
You would probably know. I would
How old
say
are you now?
10 years. I'm 23.
Yeah,
How old
about
are
10
you?
years. Yeah, I'm 34.
34?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, longer than 10
Okay.
years. Because I met you when I was like 21,
Probably like
22.
15 years, dude.
Yeah, so a long
Easy.
time. But anyways,
Oh my
me
gosh.
and Dakota met skateboarding at Graffiti Skate Zone in Palm Bay back in the day, which is not even, rest in peace.
Graffiti, dude.
Not even there
Every
anymore.
time I drive by that place, something hits my heart, dude. I just go into tears. You as well, probably, just seeing that vacant parking lot.
I will say, man, it definitely
man.
it kept me out of trouble. That skate
100%.
team kept me out of a lot of shit. Like just having
What kind
somewhere
of trouble
to
do you
go.
think you would be in?
I don't know, man. I probably would have. I feel like I would have probably gotten into stealing cars and shit or something dumb.
Yeah, huh?
Like just nothing, or just being destructive in general.
Some Palm Bay, Florida shit.
Yeah.
Should I watch my cursing or no?
No, you can say whatever you want. But yeah, man, having just a place to go with your free time and skate.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, we met skateboarding and,
Yeah.
fucking,
Dude, thank you.
It's brought us all over brought you all over the world. And,
You as well.
Yeah, I got to do a little traveling.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so me and him fucking 10, 15, somewhere years like that back, and started the podcast to do just this, catch up with old homies
Hell
and
yeah.
shoot the shit. So we're going to dive into this and just kind of really no rhyme or reason today, just catching up. I've had a lot of questions about what he's been up to. So if you follow him
If you're
on...
bored and you feel like,
dude,
listening to us.
you got a
Actually,
pretty-
if you're not bored,
Yeah.
just...
I was gonna say, you got a pretty big following. I feel like on Instagram and shit. I feel like you got a lot of younger skateboarders and not just younger, but just people in general that love what you're all about and your whole style and vibe and just energy. That would I know there's probably a lot of little kids that would be into listening to you and kind of
and we talked
what your
about,
life's
who knows,
about.
maybe this might be the first podcast for some kid out there.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And that's why I'm down to talk about some really important stuff.
Yeah,
we'll
go all over the place.
Oh,
man.
we will.
So
Oh yeah.
I guess just because, we'll start with just kind of a little bit about you, just for those people who don't know you.
Sure.
So were you?
Oh, where do we start now?
So you were born and raised in?
Yeah,
Brevard?
I was born at Melbourne Hospital there.
At Holmes.
At Holmes Regional.
Yeah,
where my mom ended up working. You too?
Yeah, that's actually where
cool.
Ashley works. She's a nurse in the ER.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know there's different sections over there because my mom was in Mother and Baby.
Oh, where Bonnie is, Dane's mom. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was born there too. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, I was born in Melbourne, and I always say Palm Bay though, just because. And then I was raised in Palm Bay.
Yeah.
Just kind of out and away from, I would say, everything, but not every. It was 10 minutes, right? Down by at the end of Grant and Babcock.
Oh yeah.
You're kind of out there.
Yeah, but
there isn't much out there.
Yeah, it's nice though. It's like country-ish, but you're real close to shit.
Yeah, there's definitely trails you can go to, and me and my buddy, and there's lakes out there. We would always go fishing.
You weren't seeing Amish people and shit.
No. Yeah. Not in Palm Bay, Florida.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You say Palm Bay to some people, and they're like,
I haven't been here in a
say
while.
what?
So I don't know what I'm gonna see anymore these days. But yeah, I grew up here, and I got into skating maybe when I was. I always forget actually when I got into skating. It's always like something I ask my mom, like, Mom, when did I start skating?
Yeah, like what made you?
I was probably like 8, I want to say, when I first started skating.
Was it like a Christmas gift? Like your mom got you a skateboard?
Dude, that too. Like, I
You
feel like
don't
my
remember?
memory is like shot when I was a kid. For
had
some
the
reason, I
same.
wasn't eating the right foods or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
Dude,
played footsies
playing
with you.
footsies. Yeah, everyone does that. Me and Paul did that too. We were like kicking each other's feet underneath the table.
Hey, don't mention that.
No, man, I'm the same way. Like people, like, do people ever talk about or ask you like, oh, do you remember your whatever grade teacher? I don't remember any of my fucking teachers' names. Not even in high school. Like I know people that remember like their second grade teacher. I don't remember my 12th grade teachers.
Dude.
I don't remember
I know I went to
them.
country beginnings right there.
Yeah.
And I forget what
Can you name one of your teachers?
Not until like high school.
No, see, I can't even do high school. Like,
really? Yeah. Wow. That's.
But it's weird because now
but yours a little bit more back. Right?
Shit, yeah, I'm almost 20 years on my high school reunion.
Dude, I may forget in like 10 years.
Yeah.
But maybe not. You know what? Yo, and I meant to ask, like, oh yeah, you're recording on there.
Yeah.
That would be so funny if you like forgot to record.
Oh no, I checked that.
But you got the audio.
Yeah, I check that all the time. I constantly make sure it doesn't stop.
Yeah, but no, I definitely. Yeah, I think I got like maybe it was a Christmas gift. I know that it was my buddy Damien Strulis that I think I always go back to him and I'll give him credit because he's like he's such a good friend of mine now. He's in the military. Thank you to him for serving.
Thank you to everyone that serves.
Yeah, seriously, and he's in Hawaii now. But yeah, he's a good friend. I think we saw him skating, me and my brother. So my brother started skating too, and then eventually he quit because he just was over it. And then he went the military route. So thanks to the bro too for doing hardcore serving what you're doing in the Marines. But yeah, we definitely see my friend Damien skating in the neighborhood, and then maybe my mom got me a board.
You were just like, Mom, I want to do that.
Yeah, I think that happened. And I remember my first board. It was definitely...
Yeah, what was your first board?
It had like a dragon on it. It had like 2 of those like dragons.
They're like intertwined.
Yeah, and it was like... I think
like
it was
Mortal Kombat
board.
looking fucking dragons. Like
yeah, dude, definitely.
Yeah, I think mine was like a Walmart Nash board.
It was definitely Walmart.
Yeah, like a Nash board with a chainsaw wheel on it. It'd probably be worth a lot of money now if I still had it. Like if it was like pristine, like the OG Nash board.
Man, I gotta say, fuck Walmart. Don't support Walmart out there.
Go to your local skate shop.
Go to your local skate shop. Go to your just local everything.
Dude, talk about local skate shop. A little side note. Plus skate shop.
Dude, Plus skate shop.
That was dope.
Yeah, they just had a premiere that No Hotels.
No Hotels. Check that out.
There's a bunch of homies that are like, creating videos. It's like Evan Smith.
Evan Smith was in there.
Chris Blake and Rob Wooen and dude Niels Bennett.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's
we
wild.
do so many shout outs right now.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
But
it was
Bennett
cool
for going pro recently.
Yeah, that video was dope. I like the style and like the way it was like directed, edited, styled. Like it was kind of that older school vibe. Like
girl keeps. Oh, you're talking about No Hotels? Or
yeah. I like that. Like it was a cool.
A lot of high 8 and Super 8 footage.
The Super 8 stuff I liked.
Yeah. Strictly VX 1000, which is like
so cool. Back in my day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Who had the VX back then? For you guys.
Fuck, was it? I'm trying to remember what his name was. It's a cat in Orlando. Honestly, really? I wonder what he's up to now. I think he's...
Who was filming you guys?
We had one... isn't it weird how a lot of times... I don't know if it's like this anymore, but back in the day, like a lot of times the filmers they skated, but they didn't really like skate. They just like to be around it and like hang out. Because like both of the kids I knew, one that we had filmed was in Clearwater. Remember 688?
Yeah,
the old skate park?
Definitely.
We had one kid there. I think his name was Matt, and he filmed us like whenever we were like on the West Coast. And then Orlando, I can't fucking remember his name. It was one of our friends, this chick that we used to like. I think Jeff Hatcher dated her, and it was her little brother that like he was never super good. He was good, but he was never super good.
Yeah.
But he like loved filming, and that he would just come hang out with us and film all the time. And his mom and dad would like bring him down here. And I think you were like probably like fucking 12 years old.
Dude, yeah. I mean, how old are you talking?
I was like 21.
You're like 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely a little grom.
Yeah, you were younger.
Man.
But yeah, so that premiere was cool as fuck though.
Dude.
But yeah, moral of the story: buy local. Plus Skate Shop, check them out.
Go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how that conversations work, man.
My ADD will kick in and we'll go way off the rails and then like come back in
That's
somehow.
Conversations right there.
But yeah,
shout out local skate shops and support your local skate shop and support your local farmers market. Support your local farmers. Like I always try to do my best. Of course, sometimes I still go to Whole Foods. I'm out in California now, and
we'll get into that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in Portland for a couple months, but so sometimes I'll still go to Whole Foods and go to like other places. Honestly, like the whole hack, if you don't know about it, when you need something and you want to return it. Dude, during the Walmart, like, all right, go buy a tent. We were about to do this because we were about to camp at Chris's house this weekend. And we were like, dude, for some reason, my parents don't have a tent. They're not campers anymore. Then I was like, all right, well, let's just go to Walmart. Let's buy a tent. We'll return it after, you know?
You can return anything.
Yeah, but I'm curious, though, because now we're in this COVID pandemic thing where, I don't know if we can return. I don't know if you can return stuff to Walmart, but maybe
I returned. I think I had extension cords or something I had to return.
Yeah,
and they took it.
Okay,
but I mean, I didn't.
I could see it working,
dude. Walmart takes anything back.
I know, right?
Yeah, like you could probably bring back like a half-eaten sandwich and they'll take it back.
Yeah. Oh, they sell such bullshit there. Yeah. But man, dude, I guess shout out to Walmart for giving me my first skateboard and making me fall in love with. With it, man. It's funny to think about it like that.
Shout out to the little Chinese kid that made it.
I know,
15 years ago.
Man.
Let's not get too deep in thought there.
But hey, let's get to the root of it all, dude. So
yeah, man. So how has skateboarding been lately? Because let's go back to, we both rode for Graffiti with Dan Hatcher. Big shout out to you for.
Shout outs to Dan.
Dude, you dealt with so much shit from all of us kids, destroying hotel rooms and just
right. I wonder how much he was charged because of all that.
No, but he was a saint, man. He dealt with us.
I know,
and we were all assholes at some point to him. So shout out to Dan for
being there
for us.
Dan. If you watch this, I hope you do. Sitting at the skate park, holding down the park.
Yeah, he can listen to it on Pandora while he's just chilling.
You can do that.
Yeah, just play it on the phone.
Forgive me for anything I did wrong to you or hurt your feelings.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you did, man.
Yeah, come back to gratitude to you, Dan. Sure.
But yeah, so we were on the team together there, and then I kind of, I don't know, man. I got married and then kind of quit. I went and filmed. Actually, a video part that never came out. It was called the Grizzly Tour.
Dude, I want to see this footage.
I've got my part.
Really?
Yeah, I just never released it.
All right, so now let's play that while you can listen
a little
to
thumbnail,
us right now.
I'll try to find it.
Joe is ripping, man. I remember just, dude, so inspired by you, and all the older dudes,
appreciate that, man.
Skating like Michael Wolf, man. I still remember the day. Rest in peace, Wolf, man.
Yeah, man. Miss that kid.
I remember he learned Vero heel back lips.
What?
And on the bump bar,
he would always do the weirdest tricks.
Dude, yeah. No one ever does that.
No.
Yo, I need to learn that for Wolf.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And there was and that was the day I learned backsmiths on the bump bar and back lips.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so inspired by you guys, dude. You guys were the role setters, setting the the bar, setting the good example for
It was weird because
us.
We didn't really have a team before that. We were me and Jeff and a lot of those guys were the first ones on the team.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to figure out, kind of what we were doing, and then we had all these younger guys looking up to us.
Well, yeah, because his dad didn't own the skate park then.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, it was. He bought. Dan got the skate park.
Who owned it first?
I don't even remember that guy, but Dan bought it, or I don't know exactly the semantics to it, but
Yeah.
Dan somehow ended up running it, acquired it, whatever, and then put the team together, and it was like,
Oh man.
it was just wild. So we were like, me and Jeff and like some of the other guys, were like, we didn't really know what we were doing, but we were just like, fuck it, like just try it. And Dan would always reel us in and be like, hey, you got to be a good role model for the younger kids, and it's crazy to.
He always promoted that. And that's what I love about Dan.
And we pushed back hard. We were like, oh, we want to be fucking cool. Fuck you. We want to smoke cigarettes.
And I remember sometimes, like, I mean, this always happens, with, I mean, I don't want to say always, but this happened with me. And a lot of, I feel like the youth, like, I think, and it's so okay and it's so normal is like, I remember like seeing you guys go back into Turkey Creek.
Yeah.
Like, I know you guys were like smoking weed, smoking cigs, like, and, Dan always was like, don't have it around. And, because there's a lot of kids at the park. But I remember like, starting to go back there and like smoked weed for my first time.
Yeah.
And like that was, and I remember like not even getting high, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, dude, definitely, man.
It was a weird time, like trying to figure out what we were doing with the team. And then like there weren't many skate teams. I think the only other ones.
It was very diverse though too.
We did have a big diversity on our team.
I mean, he always had the Grom team, and then he had like the advanced team and the sponsored team. And
but I mean, you remember it was like the main
so funny
teams back then were like Skate Park of Tampa had their team.
Yeah.
And then
Miami, maybe somewhere down there.
Yeah, Miami had their team, and then like Kona. Like Skate Lab, Kona, like Spencer Lau, and all those cats. I'd say every
skate park had like
But I mean, like the big
family.
skate parks, like Graffiti was the smallest skate park that had a legit team with heavy hitters that came out of it. I mean,
we would go everywhere like that. Like everyone knew about Graffiti.
I remember like we wanted to be like Skate Park of Tampa was like the cool kids. Like they, remember Dan would always make us wear pads and shit.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
We'd rebel. Like we don't want to wear fucking helmets and pads. Like.
When you hit 18, your helmet's off. Or actually, when Dan's not there, helmets are off. Like,
but it was so cool that, and I'm not knocking anyone from Tampa, but I look at a lot of the guys that, a lot of people, not all of them, but a good amount of people that were on that team that I thought were super cool, that ended up going through like some rough patches and got into a lot of trouble with the law and like getting arrested and all that shit.
I can't imagine growing up in Tampa and that happening.
But Dan kept us all out of a lot of shit.
He
like
did, dude.
We hated him at the time for it, like different
for his
times.
Strong,
like don't do this, don't do that. Like we were like, man, let us be fucking cool. And like
he was strict. Like,
but I have a feeling like he kept a lot of us out of trouble.
Definitely.
By doing that. And like in the moment we were like,
let's talk about what kind of trouble we did get in though.
Oh God, dude. Filth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Filth. Yeah.
I go past. No, I'm just kidding.
But so
I love talking about my fuck ups, man. Honestly, there's this thing that's been happening like on social media of all these people putting, all these girls coming out about how their boyfriends were, hurting them, raping them, abused them, and just and all of that. Like what the worst thing you could possibly think of, like, all right, I'm gonna come out and like just fuck up your career, and like that happened with, dude, a lot of people in skateboarding, like. And then...
Are you saying like they actually did it or just someone accused them of doing it?
Well, both.
Yeah, because that's
some
the scary
people
part.
actually did it.
It's because you could ruin someo's career.
And that's been happening.
Over just saying it happened when it never actually
this is out there, like, and I always think of, like, well, I this happened with skateboarders. This happened with musicians and comedians. Like Kevin Hart, like he didn't do the Grammys or something because...
There's some dumb shit he
because
said.
On Twitter about right? And my point here is when I kept seeing some of this, and this just happened to like a good friend of mine too. Like some bad news got out, and like, dude, I call him to ask about, like, I think he was getting evicted from his place. He's got a sick bowl in his this place that he was living at in Seattle, where I just like was basically visiting him from like old childhood like friend from like going to these contests in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And now we're like bros. Like now we're older. Like
having a beer together.
Exactly. We're out skating and stuff. But I went and stayed with him. And anyways, some bad news got out about him, and I didn't even know. And I called him, and then he was like, "Dude, did you see this?" I'm like, "No." It ended up being like fake news, man, and it sucks. You know, he had to call his sponsors and like make sure he wasn't getting fucked over.
Damn.
And nothing was gonna hurt him in that way.
Yeah.
You know, I think he like just got like really like signed some stuff, like signed some contracts with some companies, and like so he was probably tripping. And man. And with all this happening, I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I do like that some people are coming out and you know, and putting people out there, I guess. But then again,
I mean, if
like,
it actually happened,
but then again, it's like, dude, like, don't bring anything up from 5 years ago that like maybe you know that knowing that you could like mess up this dude's career, literally his career, turning him into like a nobody. I mean, maybe he deserves that. Maybe something's like,
if it's like, something serious, then like if someone legitimately fucking raped you, I don't care if it takes you
rape
15 years
gnarly.
To get the courage, come out and say something, you know, whenever you like, but if it's like you had a drunk night at a fucking college party and you slept with someone that you really didn't wish you would, you know, whatever bullshit, if you made a bad mistake and, you know, it was a lot your fault too, don't ruin someone's life over that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that and that's been happening a lot, and that
sucks. That happened to your friend.
And I think it's all good with him, which I'm thankful.
Have you had anything like that happen with you? If you don't have to talk about
it. No, I think there was one time, man, where I like slipped up hard. Nothing with like abusing anyone. It was literally just like I didn't step out of my shoes on like on putting something out. It was like, you know, it was an art piece that I wanted to make for my friend.
Yeah.
Who passed away, and I wanted to give some of his proceeds, you know, to his family. And I didn't step out of my shoes enough, just thinking well, I'm not like trying to profit heavily off this. I just was like, all right, I'm going to make something. I want to do something for him. I can raise some money for his family, like in love of my friend who passed, and it kind of just came out wrong to some people.
Like people thought you were trying to profit off your friend's death.
And it was like, you know, and I didn't step out of my shoes enough and people to be like, yo, I need to give full proceeds to it. Yeah. So, dude, it was a lesson learned, man. Like
that sucks.
And I definitely rode through some depression after that, man. Like heavy, like depression, like just with, you know, it like got to me.
Well, yeah, and one of your friends died, and that sucks.
Yeah.
A huge amount on its own. And then on top of that, someone tries to make you look bad, like you're trying to profit off of your friend's death. And then
and that's not what I was trying to do, but it came off like that. And that's dude, I fully like, and that's where kind of full circle right here, where I wanted to come back to with talking about this people exploiting other people's old past things that are fucking up their careers, that I feel like it's time to, like, if anything, come out with something that like you did, that you fucked up with. Like,
I see what you're saying,
fuck trying to like hurt this person and mess up this person. Like, why don't we step up and say like, yo, I did this and I'm ashamed of this. And like, instead of, you know,
it's wild, man. Some people, I know what you mean. Some people, you know, a lot of people think that when a person is like bummed out, down on their luck, you know, just depressed, whatever, that they need like words of encouragement. And sometimes what they need is someone to relate to them. Not like, hey, bud, it'll be okay. You'll do better. It'll be okay. Things are going to be great. Sometimes they need someone to be like, hey, man, I fucking did this.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what people need, just to turn around and look at you and be like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Because you know, they may have you up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And if you come down to their level, like, hey, dude, I fucked up too. I did this.
Yeah.
This is how I got through it. sometimes that's what people need,
then
for
you
you to be
can-
real with them and not,
Well,
so-
and when you said too, when some people say like, "Oh, it's gonna be okay," it's gonna be okay. I truly feel like, and like that is one of the worst things to say to someone when they're going through the process of like,
you got to let them
something
go
big
through
just happened.
the stages of grief and
We got to
depression.
go through that grief, and I've been all about that. I've been learning about that through like certain people I've been around and just going through grief myself, like heavily, of tons and tons of things, and just learning about grief. I don't even think I knew what grief was a couple of years ago, and then just like when heavy things were hitting me, and I was like, all right. And I've heard from some certain teachers, I'm gonna say like spiritual teachers, like good like brothers and sisters that I've like came across, whether if they have like facilitated me in a ceremony of some type of medicine or anything, very like just really like good spiritual teachers, brothers and sisters in my life have like, like ride through that when you're going through it. Like, and I know sometimes I'll try to run away from it. Like, I think something just happened recently where, and I was like, dude, I pulled over on the highway and I just was like freaking out.
Yeah.
I seen this semi truck in flames, and I was like, whoa, like, all right, that is heavy. Like, I hope whoever that is okay. And then I get a call from my mom, and she's pushing through some heavy stuff right now that I would love to talk about, because she's such a warrior. And maybe we can get into that later on. But she was just telling me like, she's kind of like not doing the best, and of course that hurts my heart. And then one thing after the next, I pull over on the highway, and I'm in Northern California, and it's pretty like open. I was actually like 2 miles away from Mount Shasta Lake. Have you ever been to Shasta?
Nah.
Beautiful, beautiful lake where I first went vegan for like 2 years. Ended up being 2 years because I met this dude. He had a shirt that said like, I feel like I want to say go vegan or something. And I was like, what is vegan?
Yeah.
And beautiful, beautiful lake in Northern California. And I just pull over the highway and I like screamed. I'm like taking sticks and hitting trees, and had so much anger and feeling in me and just emotions. And I wanted to just like, I really like, sometimes something might come up and it feels so heavy. And I think it is proper and good to call out to someone, make that call to like a good friend that you're like, if you're going crazy, like, dude, ask out for help, call your, and so it's weird finding that fine balance of like, for me, of like, do I call out right now, or do I sit in this a little longer? So it's kind of like a hard one to find.
Yeah, depending on where you're at. Sometimes you need that alone time to process thoughts.
Totally.
And it's not good to become dependent on people for every problem you come across, but sometimes it is good to call out to people.
Yeah.
And this is just something I want to say to the people that get called on. Like, if you've got a homie that calls you up and they're in a bad way or whatever, you passively will think of saying like, oh, like we were saying earlier, like, oh, things are going to get better. It's fine, man. It'll be all right. What you don't realize is to someone who's really depressed or bummed out, that's basically like telling them to shut up and get over it.
Totally. And it's like, and that happened to me like not too long ago.
You may not mean it that way, but that's how it comes across to someone who's in the gutter. Sure. Is like, you're basically just like, you may truly mean like, hey, buddy, things are going to be okay. Yeah. But the way like, they're taking it,
it's going to be okay.
Is like you're saying like, okay, get the fuck over it and shut up.
Yeah. I just want to hear like
sometimes you just need someone to talk to. Like not, hey, it's going to be okay. Like, hey, man, I'm here for you. what's going on, and just
Yeah.
let that person vent to you.
Yeah.
You know, so
And some people, they really don't know how to hold the space for you if you're going through it, and that's okay. You know, I really feel like
just be cognizant, not to be
Yeah.
so quick to just like, oh, it'll be okay, everything will be
Yeah.
okay. Like let people feel what they're feeling, let them go through it. You know, because just doing the other way is like you're shutting the door in their face.
Yeah, and then maybe later on, like sending some positive.
Yeah,
like,
you can't if they're going on like
yo, you're gonna like
day 5 of like life sucks. Then you can be like, hey man,
send those positive
shit's gonna get better. Like
those affirmations. Like it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Like but not right when you're in it.
Yeah, like
that's the worst, dude.
Going back to the accusation thing, I actually got a crazy story about work. So I was transporting. This almost fucking ruined my career.
Whoa.
I was transporting.
Being a firefighter?
Yeah. Okay. I was working for the fire department, and it was like 2 a.m. This girl calls, and I'm going to throw out races there just because it kind of plays into why she lied. So this little white girl, and I mean like white, like fucking never seen the sun white, like pale white chick. She calls 911 at like 2 a.m. It was like 2:30 in the morning. So, I'm sorry, her husband called. So we show up, and her husband opens the door, and it's this big black dude. And his girlfriend, wife, whatever, is face down on the tile right in front of like the front door, like in the living room, like right when you walk in. Mouth is all busted up, bleeding and shit. And we're like, hey, like what's going on? And the husband was like, she went out with the girls, she came home, and she opened the door, and he was like chilling in the living room waiting for her. And she was hammered drunk, and she fell forward, tripped coming in, hit her face on the tile, split her mouth open.
So nothing what you kind of perceived it was.
And honestly, at first I wasn't even thinking that, because he explained it to the dispatcher, like, hey, my wife came home drunk and tripped and fell. So I didn't like think she got beat or nothing.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, we help her up, run through the question, got any neck pain, back pain, anything like that, put a collar on her neck, because she said her neck hurt. Did the whole thing, started an IV, gave her some fluids, bandaged up her forehead and shit. On the way to the hospital, so my partner is driving and I'm in the back, and my partner at the time had been doing this longer than I had. And a thing that some of the old school guys do is when they call the dispatcher, like, hey, we're transporting to this hospital, to let the dispatcher know, they'll tell them, hey, can you timestamp, like they'll timestamp the recording and take down my mileage, like the odometer reading. And then when we get to the hospital, they'll call them and say, hey, we've arrived at Palm Bay Hospital. They'll timestamp it, and then this is my ending mileage. So that they can look and they can go, okay, he went 10 miles in 5 minutes.
Okay. Right.
So you have a track of like, okay, to go this far in this amount of time, you had to do an average of 55 miles an hour to do that.
Right.
And I didn't know he did that. Well, so he had this habit of anytime he transported a drunk female, and it was like 2 males, he would do that, because I guess he had something similar happen in the past.
Okay.
So, everything goes good as normal. In the back, she was super mellow, just sat there, like no drama. Brought her in, moved her to the hospital bed, gave passed down like a report to the nurse. We're walking out, and we clean the stretcher, we wipe it down, put new sheet on the stretcher, and we're walking out. And the doctor goes, hey, Joe, hold up. And I turn around, I'm like, what's up, doc? Like thinking I forgot something. He goes, hey, come here real quick. And I guess when we walked out of the room, she told the doctor that we pulled over and raped her.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
That's how drunk she was, huh?
So listen to this. This is fucking crazy, dude.
Man.
So she told the doctor, we pulled the ambulance over and took turns raping her.
What?
And he was
this
like,
just took a U-turn.
yeah, that's how surprised. Dude, I felt like I was going to fucking throw up.
Whoa.
And he was like, look, I'm not going to name the doctor's name because technically he did us a solid by kind of breaking they're supposed to immediately call the police.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, I'm going to do you guys a solid. I'm not going to call the cops right away. I'm going to give her some time to sober up. before we start a report.
Get the real story.
And, and I think they did like
she must have been
I think they did like
dude.
a rape kit, or they did whatever they do to check.
Whoa. Like a lie test kind of.
Well, no, they
thing,
like do like a swab for like semen, I think, or something like that. So they did their protocol. The only thing they didn't do was like call the cop and start an official report.
Good.
Because that's on your record whether you get charged or not.
Wow.
So the doctor was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give her some time to sober up. Call me at 6 a.m. Our shift got over at 7. Call me at 6 a.m. If she's still sticking to her story, I got to call the cops and they'll have to start a report. If not, then we'll just pretend like this never happened."
Yeah.
So he goes back in, and now it's like 3:30 probably by the time like this is all said and done. And he goes back in and he goes, like, we left, and I talked to him the next morning. That's how I know all this stuff happened after we left. I guess after we left, he went in and he goes, "Hey, I just want you to know that accusing someone of rape, like false allegation of rape, is a felony charge. And if we find out that you're lying, you will go to prison."
Whoa.
And so
that's a thing?
She was like, blah, 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 blah. They fucking raped me, blah, blah, blah. And I told the doctor, I was like, there's no, my partner told the doctor, he goes, "Bullshit. We've got time-stamped mileage."
There you go.
That proves, because she was saying we stopped for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he goes, the transport wasn't even 10 minutes. It was like 9 minutes.
Right.
Like 9 minutes, 30 seconds.
No way.
No,
wow,
no possible way.
Thankful to you guys stamping your stuff.
So,
wow, man.
So he told the doctor that, and the doctor was like, "Hey, I'm going to tell you what. They have recorded documentation that they did not. It was impossible that they did what you said." So the chick sobered up and basically told the doctor that she got drunk with her girlfriends, hooked up with another white dude, unprotected sex. She was afraid that if she got pregnant and her baby daddy, who is the black dude, they had like 3 mixed kids in the house when we picked her up. She was like, "I'm just worried if like I get pregnant." She was like, I guess like totally against abortion and stuff. So she was like, basically she was afraid if she had a white baby, her boyfriend or husband would be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my gosh, man.
And so she told the doctor that this
bitch was drunk.
She was like,
as
"I actually,
hell."
I had sex with someone else. They raped me at the bar, and I panicked and I just blamed it on them." And so she told the doctor like she lied about it, and luckily he didn't file a report or anything. Dude, that would have fucking. Because even if you get proven innocent, you're known as like that follows you.
Yeah,
like
I didn't know that.
I haven't really told anyone. I've told like very few people that story.
Well, no, that is a crazy story.
Now,
and
I don't
also
know,
like
state to state, I don't know. If it's a federal like felony about lying about it, or if it's a state to state thing. I really don't know that, but I don't know if maybe the doctor just said that to scare her.
Man,
that's something you could look into.
See, like, how can you just tell such a big lie?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you're so drunk and
here's
you can't
the crazy
even,
part
you
is
don't
if
even
she
know
would
what
have
you're
stuck
talking
to her
about.
guns
Wow.
and said, "Yeah, they did," it would have went to court. It would have been covered by the news. Like it would have been. You would have seen it on fucking Channel 9 News.
Firefighters raped.
2 local firefighters rape woman during. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That would have been on the news. That would have been fucking. I would have
Your
had
face would have been everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
and then even if they would have
Yeah.
acquitted us and said, say it would have went to court, say she wouldn't have admitted that she lied about it, and it would have went, and we wouldn't have gotten convicted. There's always like 50% of those people that are like, "I think he did it."
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
then for the rest of my life, that follows me. When all I did was try to fucking help someone.
Yeah. And depending on what you're doing, like say that's what I mean, goes back to a lot what is happening right now on social media of all these. I heard one of my favorite like musicians, like his name's Nako, and like oh man, I probably shouldn't drop names and all this, but
all right, man.
Whatever. Like I guess something came out with him, and like and it might have been true, and it just.
But you never know,
and that messed up his career.
Yeah, even if it's not true,
yeah, because that's the only thing he
career.
had. Because he's a musician, and that's all he like. I'm not gonna say that's all he had. I'm sure he's got more beautiful traits to him. But that
that's
really
his livelihood.
That's his livelihood. And that's what he lives off of. And man, so I had that idea, man, of I was like, man, I need to do a post on like something that I've done that I'm ashamed of, like fuck all these people that are trying to put other people out there.
Like
let's
Instagram's
put
all about
ourself out
Instagram's
there.
all about like, oh, look how good I'm doing, how great I'm doing, and then like people post negative shit about other people.
Yeah.
It's like we should have a day where we all just post our realest shit. Like,
Dude, right? Oh, imagine scrolling that.
like everyone's fucking like, what's your biggest fuck up of 2020? Post that shit. You know what I mean?
Man. Yeah, it was pretty heavy. Like, the thing I
That
wanted
should be
to,
a new challenge. Like,
right? Like,
fucking Facebook challenge. Like,
man.
be real with everyone. I
love
really
and hate social media.
Yeah, I really don't like most social media. As far as like Instagram and Facebook, the podcast thing I've really gotten into lately.
Have you started watching The Social Dilemma?
Yes, I watched it already.
I've
It's
only watched
scary.
half of it.
It's
What do you
scary,
think of it, dude? It is scary.
It's scary.
Very.
It's
And
real.
It's real, right? And we're scared from the things.
I'm not scared
that are
about like
real.
my information being sold or anything like that.
Me either.
It's not that.
I got
It's
nothing to worry about with
what
that.
scares me is like the up and coming generations that are
Definitely.
clinically dependent
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah.
Like we'll literally
And
have
right
breakdowns
now-
without
yeah.
social media.
Yeah. And with all these kids having to be in school, or they're not in school
Yeah.
because of, I mean, in Florida, I guess they're in school, which is good, man. I'm all about these kids being in school right now.
Yeah.
Well, if they take precautions in there, they take everyone's temperature going in, just
Yeah.
like an airport. You know, like just like,
Yeah.
ooh, you might hear that. But literally, I mean, California, like no kids are back in school, and I
Yeah.
think I think that's the worst thing
Well,
right
and
now.
you're probably a
Like,
little too young to remember this, but like swine flu, when that went through, that was equally as devastating. It was just handled differently.
I've been hearing about that, and
We didn't shut down the
because of all
country.
this.
We didn't do it. People wore masks. Some
Right.
did, some didn't.
Right.
But it wasn't like the big difference between back then and now is social media.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
why this has gotten blown out of proportion.
Right. It became like what did people say?
Like the same
it's
shit was
becoming
happening
like
back
politics.
then. Yeah.
Like this
yeah.
virus is
So
or whatever.
while we're on kind of on this, I want to touch on what it's been like because like Ashley works in the ER, so
Yeah.
I got to talk to her about what it was like
pretty
being in the ER during COVID-19.
Yeah. Oof.
You were in Portland.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was
yeah.
it like being in Portland? You were in there. You were in Portland like during the fucking heyday of it, like when all the craziness was going on. And I'm sure I don't know if you were in the city.
Well, I was
but like, what was that like?
Well, I was in Long Beach when the pandemic first hit. I experienced my first, it was like the first Long Beach, California freaking riot, and dude, that night, me and my buddy Niels, we went out and did the riot,
What do you mean
not
did the riot?
but
You were just checking it out there.
no, dude, what's
like
the
you
protest.
protest.
We went out. It was the first protest, that happened, and it was, it was peaceful and everything, right? And of course, people are like, damaging things on the way, like a lot of spray painting, and like, come on, like don't spray paint this local business's wall or window, like that's a lot to fix, but and then that night we were all like, kind of juiced up on like, dude, what is going on out there? Like we were hearing things. And we're right.
So you guys weren't out there anymore. You had gone inside and you could still hear it going on.
But I had a balcony. We had a balcony that led from our place to the balcony right on the main street in Long Beach.
Oh damn!
So it was like right in the middle of it, right next to Cherry Park. It's just in the mix of it. So it was just busy all night. We would hear a bunch of things, and we were like, all right, we're gonna go back out, like see what's up.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, we took bikes out. Remember my buddy Gray was still out there, and we called him. We're like, Gray, you good? You safe? Like,
yeah.
He's like, he answers the phone. Is literally just like, yo, I can't talk right now. Gotta go. And we're just like, what?
Is Gray
what
getting
is
killed?
happening? Yeah, like, great. We got to go see what's up. And I was like that at first. It was kind of like a fun game at first. It was like, yo, like, and that's the lowest. That's like me being my lowest self of like, dude, I want to go see what's
just see the craziness.
and like
that's like
really
people,
like I don't want to see it and I don't want it to happen. But it was kind of like
the best way I can explain that to people like from Florida is it's like after the hurricane comes through and you want to drive around in your car and see all the destruction.
Good point.
It's you don't wish that on anyone,
right?
But for some reason,
you want to go
this
and
fucked up part of you
that
you want to go drive around and see what all got destroyed.
Yeah, and that's so we went out and we found my friend Gray, and it was getting pretty reckless. Like, I guess my friend Gray got shot by a rubber bullet, and he said it just hurt really bad, and he was okay. But
you weren't out there. You weren't out there breaking shit and doing nothing like that.
No way, man. I could not do that.
No,
so
ahead, yeah.
I want to finish this, and then basically like and then that's when I think the worst I seen. I mean, we were seeing like all the windows and liquor stores were broken. People were still going in, like taking things nonchalant, like. And dude, I remember being on my bike with my buddy Niels, and we come across this intersection. It was vacant because we had this 6 o'clock curfew. And next thing you know, we come across this intersection. I look to my left, and it's a wall of cops. And I was like, whoa, like,
holy shit.
Whoa, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The most like unnormal thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I mean, besides like, I don't know. I guess like
that's like an eerie.
That was I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
that's like shit you see in movies.
Yeah, and so I think I ended up seeing like a dumpster on fire in the middle of the street, and so that night, actually the next morning or that night I heard like, yo, like this building's on fire, and we're like, fuck. So I woke up the next morning, and actually I was moving out of my apartment to go to Northern California. That next morning, and I was like,
out of there.
I was like, all right, like, I'm leaving. This was in the beginning of the pandemic, so it was like that was a new thing. It started happening in other cities. It was happening in LA, definitely other states, and then boom, it was happening where we were. So I was like, yo, I'm dipping, like perfect timing.
Yeah.
I ended up stopping in San Luis Obispo where my other buddies are, and there was a protest there. I guess it got pretty wild, and I was like, dude, like, I'm kind of just like.
Going on through.
Yeah, and then my main destination was San Francisco, and I was like, yo, I wonder what's going on there. So, and then it literally kept happening. So I was in all these, big cities out there that were getting pretty demolished, by...
Now, when you were, say, like that first day when you were riding your bike around, like, and you guys were doing the protesting, like, I've said this on, actually, my buddy... Stu he started the Orange Lando podcast. I went on that last week.
Yeah.
And I kind of talked about this is like, I feel like the majority of people are pretty like neutral. Like they're in the middle. Like the majority of people are your genuinely peaceful protesters.
Definitely.
Like you were out just protesting. Like I want to be heard, good cause.
Yeah. Like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Like,
and
yeah.
But am I right in saying that the majority of the people were those, and then there was just a few extremists on the outside that were doing a lot? Like they depicted on the news that everyone was destroying everything.
Right. Well, and that's how it comes out, because the most appealing like videos and content to people, are going to be like the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
If you see a building in flames, you're going to be like, dude, I'm going to watch this. Where is this? Is this near me? And it's like with skating.
Like what I was saying about the hurricanes. Like going
hurricanes too. And the same with skating. If you see like, the first cover photo is like a gnarly fall. Like, dude, like El Toro clip. Like you see the homie flying flat. Like, of course, you're going to like... It. Rather than
but is it safe
some
to say
dude
that?
Smiling, riding his board, and you're like, meh.
It's just a human nature.
Yeah, and that's what the news was doing. And my buddy Gray even saw that firsthand, where literally he was watching these people, and this is why he got shot. He's watching the people like break the windows, go in, starting to steal stuff. I forget what. I think it was Diamond. It was somewhere. And he was like, dude, guys, stop doing this. That's when he got shot by the rubber bullet. But literally, he saw the newscasters only recording that.
Yeah, not the people yelling, stop, and like...
Yeah, or just like the other things.
A lot of the people that were there for probably the peaceful protesting, when shit gets wild... They're the ones that are like, fuck this, I'm going home. Get the fuck out of here. This isn't peaceful anymore. But then when the news films it, they're only filming the people that are left destroying shit. So it looks like Everybody's just.
And I'm sure on that, like, it's all with like,
So I mean,
the most views. Like, all right, you get the most money. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna film the worst stuff.
Being there for real, like you were really there, not the news. You were there for real. Is it safe to say that like the majority of the people, it was a peaceful protest?
Dude, 100%. And I would say like everywhere I was, there was 100% peaceful protest. Like when I went to Portland, like there was a lot of stuff coming out about Portland. How that was, and I'm not like there probably was a lot of really bad reckless shit happening.
But I mean, you got to think like say there's 1,000 people in your protest, and 100 of them are assholes that are destroying stuff. 900 people are there for a good. 90% of the people are there for a good message.
They're there to make.
And then when shit starts going bad, those 90 people or 900 people, that 90%, they go the fuck home because they don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, they're like,
but then the news films 100 people burning down a building, and they're like, everyone in California is destroying everything.
Exactly.
And it's like,
or
Portland or wherever, you know.
Because I had a bunch of family like, oh, you're in Portland, like. Is it okay? That was literally the first question. Everything like, are you good? Is it safe? Is it cool? I'm like, dude,
I had a buddy of mine. I was telling him I was going to have you on the podcast, and I was like, yeah, he was living in Portland, and he was like, or right outside Portland. He was like, oh, is you one of the rioters? And I'm like, no. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like,
it's funny how
not like everyone, but people assume like, oh, if you're from there, you're doing. I'm not everyone.
That's funny.
Not
that
everyone
dude's
there
programmed himself.
Yeah, I'm like, not everyone there is fucking rioting,
and that's a good message to spread right now. Is like, you know, and I'm sure if you live in a big city, you just know this already. You know, there's been peaceful protests, and you know, of course, there's bad shit going on, but I didn't see anything bad, man. Actually, that was my first protest where I saw people with shields and stuff, homemade shields, and I was like, whoa. And then
that's kind of a red flag. You're like, this shit's about.
I know. I was like, that's like
if
extra,
you got anything
but
more
I
than
guess that's
sign,
what's needed right now because it gets crazy. But and the next day at the park, I noticed some people were like literally practicing like with their shields and like face shields, like full on combat.
That's like people looking for shit. Like, like you're looking for trouble if you're practicing that.
Right. I wonder what they were thinking, or maybe they were. But there was it's shitty though, because then there was a bunch of cops that are like, I'm sure we've seen all the videos of like. You know, they're like, dude, why did you shoot at this dude? Yeah. Like,
I'm friends with a lot of cops, and a lot of them, I can say honestly, every cop I know will be the first to agree that there are shitty cops out there.
100%.
And it's just, you know, there's a few people that are just wired wrong and they shouldn't be cops. And then there's a lot of people that just aren't trained well enough to where when they get in these situations, they don't know how to handle it. And when fear kicks in, sometimes they react out of fear. Like, and it's honestly, it's because they're not trained. Do you know it takes longer to become like when you look at hours, like hours of schooling, it takes longer, a lot longer to become a barber than a cop.
Oh my gosh!
It literally takes longer. To get certified to cut
more
fucking
hairs
hair.
On your hair.
It takes longer to get certified to cut hair than to carry a gun. There's something wrong with that.
Isn't there a lot of things like? I mean, as a firefighter, you guys don't get paid that much, huh?
No, I mean, I get paid.
We don't got to talk about your.
I get paid more now than I did, but working for like county and city departments, most of them don't get paid well.
And like, dude, like sometimes
you do it because you genuinely love helping people,
right? You know? And and they're doing a lot of the work. And like you guys too, middle firefighters, class, like work that no one else wants to do.
But cops have it way harder than we do.
I bet. Like, I mean, especially with all this going on right now.
When firemen show up, even before the pandemic, when firemen show up, people are happy to see us.
Yeah.
99% of the time when a cop shows up, you're not happy.
There's that weird thing. It's like that bad, bad chi, that bad energy. Like, dude, it's a cop. Like, and especially out skating, like, you know, like you're like.
And dude, most of them don't want to fucking, like, just use getting pulled over, for example.
Yeah.
99% of cops don't want to fucking pull you over. Like they're not like excited.
But they gotta meet their requirement,
well, I mean,
right?
they just
So,
gotta.
like,
If you're doing fucking 70 and a 50, they have to stop you because it's fucking dangerous. Like if you
Yeah.
kill
Might
someone,
be a
they didn't
school
do their
zone or
job, you
something.
know.
Yeah.
And then you get pulled. School zone. You're doing 50 in a school zone where it's
dude,
25
those
or
tickets would
30.
be expensive too.
And everyone's like, "Oh, that cop's a fucking asshole." No, you were an asshole because you were fucking doing 30 over the speed limit,
yeah.
and you're saying the cop's an asshole because you didn't hit and kill a kid.
Yeah.
If you would have hit and killed a kid, and that cop watched you go by and let you go, everyone would be like, "That cop's an asshole because he should have stopped him."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like they have a
man.
job that sucks, and they don't get paid that well.
Oh, man.
And like I said, most cops are fucking rad, like really cool, down to earth cops.
100%.
But there are shitty cops, just like any other fucking career field.
Yeah.
Like I know firemen that are badass. Most firemen are badass, but I know some firemen that are fucking assholes that are in it just to walk around and say, "I'm a fireman," and like get laid, you know. And they're not in it to like help people. And it's so any career field you're in, you know, there's doctors that are great doctors, and then there's doctors that suck dick and they're only doing it for the money.
Yeah.
And they're shitty doctors, you know. So it's
That
unfortunately
hurts my like.
we can't accept a few bad apples when it comes to them killing people. Like we have to like.
Well, and the whole doctor thing, man, that's
another
is like
thing.
that hits me in another way because like there's
your mom
my mom and
going
kind
through
of
some stuff right now.
just to kind of.
How is she doing? Okay now?
She's doing all right, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, she. I'm actually hoping. I'm waiting to get a kind
Yeah,
of.
I was gonna say, let me know when you need to wrap it up. It's
No,
you know, not too bad, but
this is fun.
yeah.
This is real fun.
I love your mom.
Cheers,
dude.
man. I'm out of stuff right
dude,
now.
yeah. Let's little pause on that little.
This has been real fun.
Dude, I hit the microphone so hard.
Yeah, shout out to
Mudwater.
Shout out to Mudwater, man. It's just like some good.
Dude, give them a little plug real quick, like website, Instagram, whatever you got going
Mudwater,
on.
just at drink Mudwater. Go look into it. It's just medicinal, like mushrooms. There's, it's
like
masala chai based, so there's a little caffeine.
It's like coffee. It's like a substitute for coffee.
It's a coffee
is a
replacement.
coffee. Yeah.
You know, it's but it is tea. There's tea based. That's like
it's very good.
Yeah,
like, he made
super
me a cup.
earthy and medicinal, and gives you energy and no crash. They usually say like drink like 2 cups.
Now, what did you mix anything with it, or is it just straight out the bag?
Yeah, just a little bit of. I mean, I do. Oh yeah, so they have a white powder too, where it's like MCT oil.
Okay, so there's
and
MCT
coconut
oil
milk.
and the coconut milk,
Yeah.
and I taste some cinnamon in it.
Yeah, so you got cinnamon in there, like reishi mushrooms, chaga, lion's mane, cinnamon.
Now I'm not going to fail a drug
salt.
test because of this, right?
No,
Okay.
it's all medicinal mushrooms.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But good stuff, man. They've been
so
they've been blessed.
So they're on Instagram. It's at Mudwater.
at Drink Mudwater.
Drink Mudwater.
Yeah.
Just spell it normal.
Yeah,
no
and use my code Dakota
Dakota.
for 15% off.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I just got a little link in my bio. It's like
Yeah. Plug your Instagram too, so
it's
people
just
can go
at
follow.
Dakota Hunt _.
At Dakota Hunt.
And
underscore after Dakota Hunt.
yeah.
Yeah, check him out. Check out Mudwater. This shit's good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's real grounding.
It's good.
It's if you're not a coffee person or you like to take breaks from coffee, this is a great it's still a warm drink in the morning. It still gives you some energy. It's
I
really
could see
good
this even like a
organic ingredients.
middle of the day drink.
Like
if you
that
don't,
as well.
because some
Some
people
right
got to
now,
have
we're
their
like
coffee in the
5
morning.
o'clock,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like,
And it's a good middle
no
of the day
jitters.
drink. Yeah, it's not too much
Yeah.
caffeine, but it's good, dude.
It gives me energy, man.
Yeah,
and
it's good.
Yeah, they're good people over there. They're actually based out of Venice, and I just heard about they have a hot tub, a sauna and a cold tub.
Huh.
And I was hitting that a bunch when I was in Long Beach at the LA Fitness. Before pandemic, like I was going there a bunch after skating, especially living in my car, and going to the gym. Just for everything, right? Just go shower and all that stuff, and so after skating, I would go and hit the ice tub, hit the sauna, hit the hot tub. Like
van life.
boom.
Van life. That's the way to do it. When I did my road trip, man.
Yeah.
You literally
Get your
end of
gym
the day,
membership, right?
you get a
Like-
gym membership to somewhere big, Planet Fitness or anywhere
Yeah.
that's like all over
LA
the place.
Fitness or something.
And even if you're like I found myself in Blue Ridge Parkway up in the mountains.
Yeah.
and there was no like chain gyms. It was just some hole in the wall gym that I found. And I paid the guy $5 just to go for the day. And I did my workout.
Dude. Yeah.
Like usually I'd find a gym around 5, 6 o'clock, and I would go do like an hour workout, shower, shave, get all cleaned up, and then like find somewhere to post up.
Looks like you haven't been shaving though with that mustache.
Dude, 4 months, got a caterpillar on my lip.
Dude.
But if you're doing the van thing, gyms.
Definitely gym membership.
Yeah. That was the big. Everyone was like, "How do you shower? How do you shower?" I'm like, "Dude, I shower every day. I just go, I work out, and it's good because it made me
in that too. I don't just got my bathroom and a shower. Like, I mean, you might see some, your naked weird dudes in there that are making it weird. Because being nude for me is like, dude, it's completely normal. But for some reason,
it's in the U.S.
This is a funny thing, actually. Like, for some reason, the gyms, locker rooms are like. There's people in there that make it really weird being nude, but like
that old man with the wide stance, like extra
looking at himself
wide.
in the mirror, like checking himself out. You're like, dude, come on, like, because I've done a lot of like nudity like things where I like, I've been and it's very like sacred. I'm gonna say, or very, it's just normal. You know, whether if it was going to do like an ayahuasca retreat. Which I did, and it was very helpful. That could be a whole nother big topic. But,
I'm gonna get your ass back on here one day.
But say that weekend, they had a hot tub and stuff, and it's just normal. We're out just in the woods, really, and everyone's just like, we just go in the hot tub naked, and it's just normal for everyone. And this other meditation retreat that I went to in Maui, 30-day, it was crazy. It was like a 30-day silent meditation retreat. And
shit.
I don't know if I ever told you about that.
No, that's wild.
Ooh.
See, we've got we just plugged a whole lot for the next podcast we're gonna do.
I know, huh?
How long are you in Florida for?
Dude, I don't know. I got a one-way.
So you really don't have a time you're going back yet. You're gonna wait till all
but I
this
should
shit's
figure
done?
it out soon. I know I want to go on a skate trip.
Yeah. Before you go back, we'll do one more. We'll do a farewell podcast for you before you go back to the West Coast.
I know. As much as I want to keep talking with you,
man,
we're wrapping it up.
No, I mean,
we'll be able to go get some food and go skate.
Yeah, let's do we'll do like another 10 minutes and we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll do another 10 minutes. But yeah, man. So thank you to Mudwater for fucking this delicious drink.
Shout outs.
Who else are you kind of repping these days, like skating?
Dude,
who are you promoting?
Well, I've been riding Enjoy boards. They've been like some of my like those dudes over there, Louis Barletta.
Such a cool team.
Yeah, dude, such a proper team.
Get his ass over here.
I mean,
dude, tell
Bag
Louis
of Suck is the best video ever, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
tell Louis to come do a fucking podcast. That would be I could die happy.
Sick,
That'd be so dope.
I know. I want to.
He's so fucking funny.
When I start my podcast, I want to have Louis.
You're gonna
That's why I want to have one,
you're
dude.
gonna have the best fucking people on your podcast. It's ridiculous.
I feel like I need to do it.
Do it. I'll help before you leave. Like in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'll help you set up everything, like the RSS feed, all the online stuff.
Then that would be really motivating to actually create one.
All you got to do is buy literally mic. And
once
you don't
I
even
have
to
the
buy
platforms,
these.
I can just be like, all right.
If you,
boom.
it's already
just
set
post
up.
on it, or
you have it set up. You record it, you save it, and then you upload it to like your server, your RSS feed, and then it automatically sends it to. Dude, iTunes, crazy. Pandora, Spotify.
That's what
it does it for you.
I'm like at the point where I need help setting these things up because I have so many creative ideas where I'm like, all right, like I need to do this. Like this, say this idea is like so like, whatever it is, it's like, dude, like I need to get that done. But then I got this other thing and this other thing where I'm like, that's just been how I kind of been rolling where I'm like, dude, I need to accomplish all these. But one of these take like, I need to create a website and have like video for it. I'm like, all right, I need to start just like, I want to be able to just be like, all right, look, like I want to pay my friend, like, dude, help me with this. Like, let's create a little team.
I can tell you if
so I'd much appreciate to get set up with all that.
With technology. Like I'm a fucking caveman when it comes to technology. Anyone listening right now or watching on YouTube, if I can figure this out, you can figure this out. I'm serious. Like, it doesn't cost a lot of money. You can buy the cheapest microphones.
Yeah.
If you have a laptop, you can
I
buy
need a new laptop, but
microphones, and the actual RSS feed and the server is free.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do I do longer podcasts, so I pay a little bit each month, but they'll give you like so many hours a month for free.
Yeah.
So it literally, once you buy your microphone and you have your laptop, it doesn't cost anything.
Sick.
And
dude, that's what's up.
Dude, it's super.
Hey, I would love to get help set up with all that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be motivating to do it. That's one of my things on my back burner where I'm like, I know I'm going to do this one day. I just gotta.
And the crazy part is once you get it set up,
it's easy.
Doing a podcast isn't like doing anything. You just hang out and shoot the shit. You literally just do what you normally do. You just happen to put a microphone in front of you and your buddy.
Right. And that's what a lot of things, right? It takes just that extra mile to set it up, but then when you're in, you're in.
It's easy, And, like I said.
But I want to finish the shout outs because those are always,
my
fun because,
dude,
I just love the people that I like ride for, and I love the people, and I'm very thankful for the people that have blessed me.
I've always loved Enjoy. I've always loved that team. Even when I was like,
that was one of my
dude, go back 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, 20 years.
Yeah.
I loved Enjoy. That team was always like fun to watch. Their videos was always,
the most
always
organic,
hyped you up.
like videos, really. Just partying, hype, fun to watch, like everything, and
so good. So who else? Yes, you got Enjoy.
Yeah, very, very, very blessed to.
Who else
I get
Enjoy
Enjoys, and just in indies, indie at independent trucks, Vans.
Love Vans.
Dude, RAR, Superfoods have been hooking it up
for real.
Shout out to RAR. They're this dude's a pro skater. He's got his own protein superfood company, powder. You'll catch one of those in the link in the bio too. But Spitfire and Bronson Bearings. Dude. And but yeah, literally,
you got a good setup there, man. Like, you got a good setup.
Dude, that's what it's all about. Like feeling the best, that you can on your board. So it's like, dude, I'm very, very blessed, man, to like be able to like get stuff for free, dude, because this shit's expensive and man, just so thankful for all those dudes. So shout out like Rhino at Indy and Louie at Enjoy and Johnny Layin at Vans and dude, everyone hooking it up, man. It's been, helps the full circle for me to be able to
that's what it's
skate,
all about, man.
Really,
it's all about.
I wonder if I wasn't able to get free stuff, if
if you could
I would always make a way.
Yeah.
I would always make it happen to fucking be able to skateboard, and respect to those people that do have to like pay $50 a board and keep, and that's beautiful, and that's,
but I mean, you did that.
Absolutely.
You paid your,
and that's why I'm so thankful to like get stuff.
You didn't always get hooked
but
up.
those people too, right. And those people that are like, yeah, dude, they're having to work full-time jobs just to be able to like buy their skateboard and like respect to them, man.
It's a circle though, man, because you got to think back. So when your parents were buying you and when you were buying your boards before you got sponsored, you were buying boards off of companies because of the dudes that they hooked up the way you're getting hooked up because you looked up to those dudes.
Exactly.
There's some fucking 10-year-old kid right now that is like all about your style, your whatever you're riding. They bought, like they met you somewhere or they watched a YouTube video of one of your parts and you were riding whatever or you were rocking Vans.
And they're like, I'm going to get an Enjoy board now.
Because you were doing that.
It's so cool, man.
The same way you did that when you were a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's such a cool, like full circle setup, And it's like, I love the guys that like genuinely do it because they love to do it, not just trying to get rich. Like there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. Yeah. But like genuinely
doing it
when
for the enjoyment of what it is.
And like you ride for companies that and you support and rep companies that you like. Yeah. Like I truly believe if there was if there was some company that you weren't about, I'm not going to name anyone, but just say there was some company that was like, not what you wanted to represent.
Yeah.
I truly believe that even if they offered you like some fat check, you'd be like, nah, man, like that's not what I'm about.
Depending on the check, though. Especially in like these times where I'm just like.
But you want to be with a company you're happy with,
but
not
definitely,
like if they were like, oh, you got to cut your hair and wear tighter fucking jeans and
oh man,
white shirts.
There's definitely a point where it's like no
style.
money is gonna
Yeah.
like seal the deal.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. You know, but if a company was like, oh, you got to skate naked the whole time, like, all right, put me on. I'm just kidding.
Yep.
No, but, you know, there was a point where, like, yeah, definitely, like.
That's what I love about skateboarding. There's like Tyson.
It's so cool,
remember
man.
Tyson?
I'm out there.
I say remember, like you don't fucking remember
man.
him.
Yeah.
Fucking pro out in Cali now. Who's your
Tyson
Baker?
on his shirt right there.
Yeah. I had to break out the old. It's a little tight now,
that, man.
I had to break out. Actually, got Tyson on the shirt.
I need to make
here.
some more shirts. I'm going
Dude,
to shout out Standard Collective.
Yeah,
local,
Standard Collective.
Local.
Tony. You know, he used to be a rep.
Tony, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah. I guarantee you met him at you know, I don't want to say because I don't remember exactly, but he was always at Surf Expo.
He actually told me, I feel like it's like ambiguous or like.
One of those, but he was always in Orlando.
Yeah.
And he
shout
actually.
out Tony because Standard Collective. I made these shirts a while,
he's the one who made
back.
them?
Yeah, he made those shirts for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's dope. Tyson's
so
on
dope.
But that's what I was saying. Is like
my favorite skater,
dude.
Like,
his new part, not new, but newish part. In Baker 4,
so good. Go watch that shit right
dude,
now.
Amazing, dude.
So good.
But I love skateboarding because I remember even back in the day when he skated graffiti, he always had the most off the wall style. Like he wore the weirdest shit.
Man.
He wore the craziest stuff.
No one looked like Tyson on the
Nobody.
skateboard.
It's still to this day, not many people do.
Yeah.
And no one looks like him.
That's why he did so good, you know.
I love skateboarding because it's like he literally, even as different as he was, still found a home with badass companies that supported him and loved him for who he is.
So beautiful. He's so very thankful too. It's like so cool to see.
So,
you know, he's still.
I haven't talked to him in years, so shout out to Tyson.
Yeah, man.
Dude, your part's been fucking sick. Ish's part was sick.
Go watch it.
Ish's new part.
Yeah, go watch that was a DC part.
Yeah, DC's new part on
Ish
Thrasher.
ripping. All the boys stay up with Florida skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, stay up with Florida.
On that
general,
note, man,
you know,
let's go skate.
I know, let's do it.
Let's end this right now. We'll go skate and whatever we didn't talk about, we'll touch on the next one. All right, homie.
Big Joe.
Later, man.
Hey, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.